Hello, and welcome to today's episode of the Daily Blend. I'm your host, AC, and we are joined in studio today by Wende Wagner, who is the Development Manager for DeafLEAD. How are you, Wende?
I'm great. How are you?
I am so good. It is good to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Well, Wende, you are going to teach me and our listeners and our viewers about an organization that I, for one, have not been familiar with. So tell me and our listeners and viewers all about DeafLEAD.
So DeafLEAD started in 1995. So we're celebrating 30 years this year. And we were founded to support the deaf community and particularly provide crisis intervention and advocacy for deaf survivors. So wherever they're at in their journey and whatever situation they've been in, so whether that's domestic violence, sexual assault, elder abuse, child abuse, doesn't matter. They can contact us and we will meet with them and walk with them on their journey to let them know that they're never alone. So that can include medical advocacy, so getting them with doctors, going with a visit if they need an interpreter. There's a lot of interpreting services that we do provide. Could be legal advocacy, could be connecting them with resources through different partners in the community for example, Love Columbia, things like that. So we work with them, again, on their journey and what they're going through and are there for them through all of those things. So that's what we did for the majority of the time. From when we started until the 2020, COVID happened. And then after COVID, we started, and we are now one of the main providers for the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline video phone for the deaf community. So we provide a direct line for the deaf community so they can contact us via their video phone, and they're connected to a crisis counselor in ASL, directly in American Sign Language. So there's not an interpreter there. They can have that communication in their primary language and somebody who understands deaf culture. And so that's really, really important. We are also the the designated state center for the state of Missouri for 988 text and chat for the entire state of Missouri. And we are a national backup. So if there's a state that doesn't have a text or chat center, or there's a delay, it can get routed to a national backup, and we're one of those backups. And right now we've been taking about 12% of the nation's calls on top of the state of Missouri.
And that's right here in Columbia.
The headquarters is here in Columbia. We went from about 15 employees in the 2020 and before that to almost, I think we're at about 350 nationwide. So we're a fully remote org, but our headquarters is still here in Columbia. And yeah, we serve the entire nation. And we also, on top of including all that with our advocacy for the deaf community, we also have a deaf crisis line, which is also maintained 24/7, 365 for the deaf community, so they can contact our advocacy line as well.
Wow. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. You know, I always say that Columbia is full of all these kind of hidden gems that people don't know about, because honestly, I had not heard of the organization until you went to work there. And so that's why we were excited to have you on, because I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be an opportunity to spread more information about this information. And I want to make sure that I'm saying the name right, because I pronounced it wrong. It's DeafLEAD. Mm-hmm. Okay, DeafLEAD. Okay, not DeafLEAD. So I got that wrong. I apologize for that. My apologies. I want to make sure that I say it correctly.
Thank you.
But there are so many hidden gems and, organizations here. Mm-hmm. And you were telling me, did you say 30 years?
30 years this year. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Our CEO, Dr. Stephanie Logan, was the first executive director. Now she's our CEO. She is also the ASL professor at Mizzou. And that's how I actually got involved with the organization back in 2018. I took American Sign Language at Mizzou. So I've known about the organization for a while and have followed them. And so when the position came open last year, I jumped at the opportunity to apply. And I'm honored to be able to advocate for the deaf community and to be able to spread awareness for the work that DeafLEAD does, not only for the deaf community, but for the hearing community. We are there. The text and chat line is there for anyone that needs it and needs that support. And it's important to know that we provide that compassionate and accessible care. So it's hearing and deaf. We're there for anyone, and you're not alone. Like, it's important to know that anybody can reach out.
And you told me that you said about half of your employees are deaf. Did you say, or of the deaf community? You said.
So it's we are a for deaf and by deaf organization. So out of that 350, about half are from the deaf community, whether that is our CEO, leadership, marketing team, all the way to our crisis counselors. So we all positions. So we are one of the largest employers, especially professional positions, for the deaf community in the country. And that's really important to show that representation matters, and there's nothing that they can't do.
Absolutely.
Nobody thinks twice about a hearing organization that would help a deaf person or the deaf community, and there's no different in why can't a deaf organization help the hearing community.
Absolutely. So, and you have a very exciting event coming up at the end of this month.
We do. So in our efforts to expand access, we had also heard from the community that people are wanting to learn more about ASL. So we are going to be offering online ASL classes starting at the end of October. You can go to our website and find out some more information. Also going to our Facebook page. Social media is a great way to find out some more information about that. It's a beginning class, so it'll be really easy. It'll be all online, so you can take that and start to learn some American Sign Language.
I love it. Thank you so much, Wendy.